Hello again, golfers, and welcome to the 23rd episode of Inside the Ropes, a deeply personal journey with Scottie Walnuts, a PGA Tour 2K25 course showcase series. I'm your host, Scottie Walnuts, and today we're checking out a new course called Salt Creek Preserve by the designer Kay Zimmer. Just a reminder that we film these episodes live on Twitch every Tuesday night beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're very welcome to join us live on Tuesday nights, and the link for that is below in the description. So let's see what the designer says in his own words. He says, Salt Creek Preserve unfolds across a landscape shaped by wind, water, and time. The course blends native scrub, sandy washes, and low-lying wetlands into a routing that feels both rugged and intentional. Wide fairways taper into natural corridors framed by salt-bleached grasses, while subtle elevation changes create constant shifts in angle and strategy. Enjoy. So that's the designer description. Very descriptive. Not a lot to add to that. It pretty much lays out what we're going to encounter when we're out there. It's a course that features 3 sets of tees, and at the shorter end, there's a red tee at 7,198 yards, and then there's a blue tee at 7,642 yards, and then back at the tips, the gold tee where we'll play from. It's an intimidating 7,843 yards, so distance is definitely a factor here. Just a reminder, we're on TGC Tour's Platinum Tour settings for our rounds, which is Legend Swing difficulty, and we use a default ball so we'll get a sense of how the course plays on the difficulty played by the best players in the world. And if you enjoy the showcase, remember to smash that like and subscribe button, and leave a comment to let me know what you think of the course and the round. So we're set up at Salt Creek Preserve here. Tips, again, over 7,800 yards. Pin 3, medium winds to the northwest, and the defaults are firm, fast. Let's look off the opening tee there. .393-yard par 4 is going to start us off here. Looks like we got a double green on the opening hole. You can see another pin way at the back. Ours is right up, excuse me, right up front there. Neat, let's get out there on this one. Might lay just a little bit back with a 3-wood here. .112-yard approach here. A little bit into a left to right breeze. Might be a 50-degree in the hands on the approach. Just a little bit strong, but not a bad shot. 14 feet for birdie on the opening hole. Just ducked low at the last moment there. We put a pretty good look on it. We'll take our 2-putt par on the opener, though. Big, broad tee boxes you can see there. .590-yard par 5. Right into the wind. That's going to be a very long hole with this wind. Generous enough fairway, and if you sort of contrast it with the episode 22 course, that Frag Hill, and how this is sort of the other way where your bounce is going to be relatively predictable. On Frag, even if you hit your shot, you don't necessarily know. But on this one, it'll be a much truer experience. Or more predictable, I should say. We hit our best there, so we're back here in the natural area, turning it into a definite three-shotter, which it maybe probably was anyways. And after talking about the generous, predictable fairways, of course, we're not able to find them. Again, here in the heavy from 145, we're going to have an 8-iron, I think. It's got to be an 8-iron here. Well, at least we found the fairway. But we're going to have to be getting up and down from 37 yards to save our par here. There it is. 56-degree long flop here. So we hacked and whacked our way around that one. We really hacked and whacked our way around that one, but we're going to save our par at the end of it. 432-yard par 4. Ideally, just sort of carry it over this mound and find some fairway down there. That would be ideal. More or less like that. More or less like that. Leaves us 92 in with a cross breeze. Leaves us 92 in with a cross breeze. 21 feet. Which will convert. We're on the board for the first time here on the third hole. Birdie on 3, heading to a 449-yard par 4 here. Hey, what's up, Yarn? Appreciate the lurk. Appreciate coming in here. Trouble finding the fairways here, and that makes pins like this very difficult. That's already a tricky pin, and when we don't find the fairway, that makes a pin like this all the more difficult. all the more difficult for us. Try a 7-iron here. Maybe not the worst lead in the world, considering all the things. Playing greenside sand over here. And a tricky one, but we do make it, so we're up and down for par there. But again, if you're not finding fairways on this course, then it's not going to make it easy for you to make anything better than par. We've seen a couple times already the perils. It's not going to get you in heaps of trouble, but it'll make it tough to make a birdie or even a par. So 228 yards on the par 3 fifth here. Just getting an early look at our next tee shot. It sort of felt like we were dancing around it, but we could only hold it off for so long. Bogey on the card. Bogey on the card. Following an unimpressive effort on the par 3 there. 469 yard par 4. Uphill to the green. Finding sand on the left there. Yeah, and the problem is I don't think we clear this. I don't think we clear this lip with the distance that's required to actually get to this green in regulation. We don't clear this lip, so that's our own doing. That's our own doing. We'll have to get up and down from 55 yards to save our par here. A good spot for the lob. $12 for par. Not a lot on it, though. This is doable. So we'll save ourselves there. Got a par 5 here. 572 yards, but it goes way, way, way left to right, so this plays quite a bit longer, although at least on the approach, the wind will be with us as we head to this green. Way out in the distance. Postal code out there. $377 yards. Don't think we're gonna get there. Leaves us 167 in. This tree might just a little bit be. Don't think it's actually in the line. And once again, we will make our par there. And if you're hitting the ball well, I think the distance is like manageable. But when you're not hitting the ball well and you're not finding your fairways and you're not approaching greens from fairways, then the distance becomes an issue here. And that's why we're still even through 7 holes here. So at least give us a look. 43 feet. We put the par there, head to 9, which is 421 yards. Just ride the tailwind with a 3-wood there. And then again on the approach here from 120 yards uphill, but it's with the wind, so I'll hit a 56, I think. Not our cleanest, but it'll give us a look. It'll give us a look from 19 feet. It's just not quite going to stay up, so we'll tap in for the 2-putt par on 9, and that's an even par. Front 9 making the turn, just going to hop into the clubhouse for a quick second, and we'll see you on the 10th. All right, and we're back here on the 10th. 508 yard par 4. Talk about pins that are tough to get at if you're not in the fairway. On a long par 4, you're really going to want to be in the fairway approaching this pin. Going to leave us 189. 6-iron feels good for this one. This is dangerous. This is really flirting with it here. And we stay right up on it. So we're okay, but you can see how quickly a decent shot turns to a not so good shot on an approach like that. Smash that into the cup, out of the heavy with the chip. That would have rolled probably significantly past the hole if that hadn't hit the pin. But we'll take her one way or another. Good start to the back nine. 133 yard par 3. We can see more of these big tee boxes. Big tee boxes, and that helps the course play in a variety of different ways. And we got, not sure, can't quite see all the way out there. Some sort of little water tower type thing. Some sort of utilities over there, perhaps, not sure. $133 yards. We're choking up on a pitching wedge here. In there to 12 feet. In there to 12 feet, and that one too is low. So we'll two-putt the par, moving on. $598. Into the wind, it's going to play along. We got a double green here. We've seen a couple of these double greens here. Uh, 200 and nope, 314 yards remaining on this one. So this is definitely a three-shotter we've made it into. Probably was anyway. Just try and get us back in play here. Try and get us back in play here with a strong shot. It's going to leave us 115. Got to be a bit careful because this one's right into the wind. It's going to spin a lot. Got to try and control that a little bit. 50-degree wedge in on the par 5 here. Let's see. Right on it, just about 11 feet short. And of course we're missing low, so we miss. We adjust and then we miss high. And we'll make our par on the 12th there. Heading to the 217-yard par 3 13th. This one is into the wind as well, which might not be the worst thing here, even though we have to take an extra club or two. But it'll help us slow the ball down once it's on the ground. A little 98 3-iron in there. It's right on it. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that every time. Birdie on the long par 3, we'll take that. Off to a bit of a better start on the back nine here. 354 yards on the dog leg left. Par 4. Excuse me. Out there to 122 in. Nosser in there. Roll it in from 4 feet, another birdie. This time we got 542-yard par 5. Doesn't sound crazy, but when you look at where the green actually is and the route that we have to take, unless there's any sort of alternate path, which not really. So we're taking the scenic route, and this is not a short hole, even though 542 par 5, you're thinking, well, could get home, but the way this one's laid out is tough, though. It's about as strong, aggressive as a line as anyone's going to want to take. At least with a carry of that distance. 335 in, and then even if we power approach, I mean, maybe. Let's try it. This ball has eyes. Ball's got the remote control on it, just directing it right up through the choke point of the entrance to the green there. A few different things going our way on that hole. It's all a birdie at the end of the day. That's 3 in a row. First time we've had a little bit of momentum going in this round, it feels like. That front nine in particular, we were not hitting fairways, and if you're not hitting fairways on this golf course, then you're going to have trouble scoring, as we did on the front. We got 362 here on the par 4. With the wind and with the land moving the way it does, we're going to rip at this one. Not sure it even needs a full driver, to be honest. to drop our fourth in a row there on a putt that used a good amount of the cup before it dropped. 469 yards, then coming to the par 4 17th hole. Is there a play where we carry this bunker here? Or we sort of just carry this corner? As we got Don Sweesey coming in with the raid on the 17th hole of episode 23 here. Welcome on in. Here at Salt Creek Preserve. You had a good session, sir. Welcome on in, friends. "51 yards here. We're going to have to get up and down just to make our par. Just to make our par here. Just skip a spinner in there. We will make our par. We will make our par. Yeah, appreciate that, sir. 472-yard par 4 18th hole. Beautiful, you see with the water there, protecting the entire left-hand side. As this course comes to an end. Gonna be a tricky one. 180 yards from the heavy. Not a good angle. If anything, it's the wind. That's a positive factor in this one. But this is just one on the final hole, one final example of you really need to hit the fairway. Because the second you're off the fairway, you're coming in with shots like this. And it's just tough to score. And it's just tough to score. You might make your par, but it's just tough to score. And particularly on the front nine, we experienced that. And we were a bit better on the back nine here, but it looks like we might be at risk of making a bogey on the closing hole unless we can find the cup here. Which we do not. So it's bogey on 18 to close out our round. So it's a bogey on 18 to close out our round. That was one of two bogeys in the round. 18 and 5, we had bogeys. We also had 6 birdies, including 4 in a row from 13 through 16. Even on the front, 4 under on the back, and that's 4 under 68. Watching another edition of Inside the Ropes, a deeply personal journey with Scottie Walnuts. If you enjoyed the show, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment to let me know what you thought about the round. Remember, we're live most evenings on Twitch with golf and sometimes other sport and story games, and we film these episodes in front of a live studio audience on Twitch every Tuesday night. Link in the description. TM high, and let 'em fly.